So I'm going to tell you how September and the next few months of 2025 are going to be the best trading months of this year. These recent few months, we've had a lot of sloppy price action, and one of the reasons is that smart money hasn't been at their office. But I recently recognized this week that they are back because price is really clean, and when the trade moves in your direction now, it moves quick. Both today and yesterday, I got these profits, these trades. I took a short position 1 to 6R, risk 0.5. And then yesterday, I took another short position. And again, you can see the profits here. And I want to talk about how you need to preserve your capital for those months, because going forward, we're going to see a lot of opportunities in the market. Me personally, I've been making money the last months as well, but not the kind of money I wanted to make. And what I did was I started to exit positions on the bigger accounts, bigger 100k fund accounts earlier. When I saw that the market wasn't going to move in my direction, I didn't wait for the stop loss to get hit. I was like, I've been sitting in this trade for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and I don't want to lose a whole percent on this large account. So I protected my capital instead. And that's why I'm still here, I'm still alive, and I'm ready to take those good trades when they arrive soon. And people don't understand that some months your strategy isn't going to work, it's going to not be that many setups, and you're going to feel frustrated and you're going to feel like you want to do something. But once you get days like this, in this week and the last week, then you realize that most of the days you shouldn't be trading at all. You should just avoid the market, because once it works so well that that's all you need, those few days, and then you can move on and do something else. Because there have been so many setups the last 2 months where like the market didn't have enough volume to push through and to hit the TP, and it was so frustrating to observe. And what I'm telling you guys to do is to always be patient. Don't rush setups, and especially your main setups, your A+ setups. Don't try to switch your trading strategy just because you don't get a setup for 2 months. That's too early. What I like to do is I have my big 100k funded accounts, and I only take my A+ setups on those accounts. And if I want to do something else, I have smaller accounts for that kind of price action, and I try to play the prop firm game in a like logical way for me. For example, today I only traded at like a 10k challenge and I took 0.5% risk, so I still got something out of the day, but I didn't want to risk like crazy amounts. So I don't feel this feeling of I missed out on something, because the setup was valid, but I don't want to feel the regret if it doesn't work that I risk too much instead of waiting for better opportunities. And yesterday I traded on funded accounts and I made profit on those. But that's kind of how you can play this game. You can use your funded accounts on some days, and you can use like a challenge on some days. Then you can use your 100k funded accounts on other days where you really have something good. So if you're interested in how I trade, my trading approach, my strategy, and my daily market analysis, there is a Discord link in the bio, and I'll try to help everyone and guide everyone and tell you which days are high probability, which days are low probability, what you should be looking for, the direction of the day, all of that stuff. And if you really want to make money the next few months, these months are really good opportunities to create wealth. And there has been a couple of months now in the market that hasn't been so good, and for those who are still surviving those months and who are still here, the next months are going to be insane. And like, people need to capitalize on this when you have the opportunity. That means people think that I'm going to follow my plan later, tomorrow or next week, or I'm going to be disciplined later. But the thing is, you're missing out on opportunities that are right in front of you right now. You don't have any guarantee that you will get those opportunities forever. For me personally, like, I know my setup is going to work for a while, and I'm trying to get those payouts, get what I can. But if it suddenly stops working, it's not the end of the world. I know that I may have to like readjust to a changing market structure, and then I can like play the game again. But I know that in trading, you're not going to make money every single month. And sometimes your strategy may get outdated and you have to come up with something new. That's part of the game. That's why some months can be insane, some months you go break even, and some months you even lose money. I've been through this cycle before. In 2024, I made money the whole year, and then my strategy didn't work anymore. Then I completely shifted strategy and approach, and I found something that worked again, but I had to spend some months to do that. And I didn't make money for those months. But that's a part of the game. And then when I found something that works, then I start to make a lot of money again. And that's how the game goes. And you can't be frustrated or feel like trading should give you something. Like, you can't expect to make 10% every single month. I've made 10% the last like 2 weeks, but I don't expect that to happen every single month. That's why you need multiple income sources. And especially in the beginning, I don't mean that you can go full-time in trading, but especially the first few years, you need multiple income sources, and you need to look at trading as something that it's not necessarily consistent income every single month, but it's a really good opportunity for you. And when it works, it works. And it's crazy to be able to make like 10R like on 100K. You can imagine like 10K in one session. Like, how many other opportunities are you going to get that gives you that opportunity? But that requires patience, and you can't be trading every single month. But that requires understanding that the market doesn't owe you anything. The market is going to create insane opportunities for you. And I requested my payout yesterday, and it's so funny, like the prop firms, like they're giving you your payout, like no matter how much you make, they're going to pay you, and the market as well. Like, if you make whatever amount you make, the market and the prop firms are going to pay you. And it's so effortless for them to pay you. Like, they don't care, it's nothing for them. And that gives you kind of the perspective that the market may be really unfair. And a couple of days ago, I was in a position like it was this close to my TP, and then it reversed. And then you get this feeling of, this market is so rigged, this isn't fair, why am I even bothering doing this? But some days are going to be like that. If you manage your risk correctly, then it's not the end of the world. The market is like that as well. And the market can be really frustrating for a while, like the last 2 months can be really frustrating. But you don't need to lose your whole account because of that. It may be frustrating, yes, but then it works. And when it works, like, the market is giving you everything you ever wanted. Like, you can easily get like 10% on a single trade. And then you can ask yourself, was it worth to wait for that good opportunity? Because the market is going to pay you, prop firms are going to pay you, and the money arrives in your account, and you're like, damn, this is actually real. So if you really want to make money the next few months of 2025 and finish the year strong, then just really lock in and think that these next months you're going to be disciplined, you're going to follow your plan as best as you can, and this isn't the time to like try something crazy new. I can tell you that the market hasn't changed since before the summer holiday. It's the same market still. We may be bearish the coming months in Euro USD or whatever you're trading. In Euro USD, which is my main pair, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but we may be bearish some months coming from now. but you can trade the market however you want. But just understand the market cycle. But that's it. The market hasn't changed. Your setup, if it worked before the summer holiday, it's probably going to continue to work, and you don't need to make that many adjustments. So don't give up on your plan yet. Always try to develop yourself, but don't just jump out of your plan yet. I've been there myself. It's frustrating. You start to doubt yourself, but keep trusting your process and you will eventually get there. Some months are slow, but then it works. And you have to ask yourself, at the end of the year, let's say you make 50% in 1 year. Like, some months you may not make nothing, but then you make 10% a month, then 10% another month, and like, you can do the math yourself. If you make 50% a year, you can imagine the payouts you will get from that. And if that means some months aren't going to pay you, or you're going to be slightly in drawdown, then you have to look at the bigger picture, and you have to think 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you may be funded way more and make like, you only need to make like, let's say 2% on a 500k funded account. Like, that's 10k. On just 2% you made 10k. But in order to get that, you have to be patient, and then you can imagine getting 10%. Like, I mean, like, that's 50k a month from just trading. If you keep that up for a while, like, you can imagine how much you're going to make, and you can reinvest in properties, in whatever you want. And just imagine that you have a larger account. Would you then be disappointed with, let's say, 3% a month if you had a really large account and the market only gave you 3 or 4 trading days that month, and you got 3% at the end of the month? That would be a lot of money, and that's how you need to think. And if you're still interested in the way I look at the market, my trading approach, strategy, psychology, and my daily market analysis, there's a Discord link in the bio. I'm creating a community where everyone grows together and helps each other, and I want to see everyone win. The next few months are going to be insane, so just be prepared, and I'll see you soon.